disciples are not drunkards or meat eaters, and from a psychological point of view, they are very clean. They'll never be attacked by serious diseases. Actually, giving up meat eating is not a question of Krishna consciousness, but of civilized human life. God has given human society so many things to eat: nice fruits, vegetables, grain, and first-class milk. From milk, one can prepare hundreds of nutritious foods, but no one knows the art. Instead, people maintain big slaughterhouses and eat meat. They are not even civilized. When man is uncivilized, he kills poor animals and eats them. Civilized men know the art of preparing nutritious foods from milk. For instance, on our new Brindaban farm in West Virginia, we make hundreds of first-class preparations from milk. Whenever visitors come, they are astonished that from milk such nice foods can be prepared. The blood of the cow is very nutritious, but civilized men utilize it in the form of milk. Milk is nothing but the cow's blood transformed. You can make milk into so many things: yogurt, curd, ghee, or clarified butter, and so on. And by combining these milk products with grains, fruits, and vegetables, you can make hundreds of preparations. This is civilized life, not directly killing an animal and eating its flesh. The innocent cow is simply eating grass given by God and supplying milk, which you can live on. Do you think cutting the cow's throat and eating its flesh is civilized? Mr. Nixon: no, I agree with you 100%. One thing I'm very curious about: can the Vedas be taken symbolically as well as literally? Srila Prabhupada: no, they must be taken as they are, not symbolically. That is why we are presenting the Bhagavad Gita as it is. Mr. Nixon: are you attempting to revive the ancient Indian caste system in the West? The Gita mentions the caste system. Srila Prabhupada: where does the Bhagavad Gita mention the caste system? Krishna says, Chaturanyam maya sristam guna karma vibhagasa. I created 4 divisions of men according to their quality and work. Bhagavad Gita 4.13. For instance, you can understand that there are engineers as well as medical practitioners in society. Do you say they belong to different castes? That one is an engineer caste and the other is in the medical caste. No. If a man has qualified himself in medical school, you accept him as a doctor. And if another man has a degree in engineering, you accept him as an engineer. Similarly, the Bhagavad Gita defines 4 classes of men in society: a class of highly intelligent men, a class of administrators, a class of protective men, and ordinary workers. These divisions are natural. For example, one class of men is very intelligent, but to actually meet the qualifications of first-class men, as described in the Bhagavad Gita, they need to be trained, just as an intelligent boy requires training in a college to become a qualified doctor. So in the Krishna consciousness movement, we are training the intelligent men how to control their minds, how to control their senses, how to become truthful, how to become clean internally and externally, how to become wise, how to apply their knowledge in practical life, and how to become God conscious. All these boys and girls have first-class intelligence, and now we are training them to use it properly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So you see how profound His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, is speaking. He is giving genuine knowledge how to have a spiritual life even in the midst of all the materialism and all types of speculation in this world. Speculation means you don't really know something, but you make up an explanation. That's called a speculation. So most of the ideas that people have are speculated. However, in Krishna consciousness, we only speak on the basis of Vedas or Vedic knowledge. That way, there's no speculation. So in the Vedas, it is said that milk is given by a cow. The cow simply eats grass and produces milk. It's a miracle. And the cow's milk is perfect food. Even if you don't eat anything else, but you drink milk, you would still be healthy and alive. So if we accept the milk of the cow and then cut its throat to eat it, that is barbaric behavior. The cow is a sacred animal. The cow should always be protected because Krishna himself is a cowherd boy. Every day, Krishna takes his cows, and he has over 900,000 cows. He takes them out to pasture. He plays with them all day long and brings them back again. So, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is a cowherd boy himself. Now you can see how special a cow is. And the cow is different than a dog. For example, the poop of the dog and the urine of the dog is contaminating. But the poop of the cow and the urine of the cow are pure. So the cow is actually a sacred animal, not only because Krishna loves cows and protects them, but because everything about the cow is pure. Therefore, if we protect cows, if we protect women, if we protect children, if we give knowledge by which people can give up sinful activities and take up spiritual activities, that is called real culture. And that culture is from the most ancient time, Krishna culture. So this Krishna culture is what we are teaching here in this temple. And if we pick up on this knowledge of how to engage in devotional service to the Lord without any selfish purpose other than to please the Lord, we become perfect in our devotional service. So in that way, we have a life that is easy, it is full of love and devotion, and it is the only way to have a peaceful and happy life. So I'm going to stop right there and ask, are there any questions? When you ask a question and get a proper answer, you learn something. So you must have some questions in order to learn something. So, are there any questions anyone would like to ask? Don't be afraid to ask a question. Any questions? Yes, Mataji. How come it makes that noise?
It's made in China.
Made in China. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, we hear from the Shastra, from the scriptures, that human form of life is very valuable and it should be used to attain Krishna consciousness and go back home, back to Godhead. But in the world, we see that some humans are born in families where they are taught to eat meat as a child. So it's their lifestyle. Because they are not taught any other way. They should not be eating meat, or they should not be killing cows. They should not be eating cow meat, because they grow up eating it. They are offered that kind of food. So do they incur karma as well, because they don't know any better? But we also hear that ignorance is not an excuse, but in that case, they don't even think that that's bad to eat meat or eat cow's meat, because they do eat cow's meat.
Well, I have to make a what I would call, tell you the truth. I was a meat eater. In fact, I was also a butcher at one time, because my family had a butchery. So when I was like 16 years old, if you told me not to eat meat, I would have laughed in your face and think you were crazy. Because every day my parents would give me meat. It's only when I met devotees, and also when I began to read Bhagavad Gita, that I realized I should not be eating meat. In fact, even before that, even without reading Bhagavad Gita or talking to devotees, I did give up eating meat, because I had an intrinsic feeling that it was not good for me. But then when I met the devotees and I heard them explaining all about Krishna consciousness, then I was convinced forever never to eat meat. Now, why is that? Because if you eat meat, you're actually eating a sacred body. The sacred body is the cow. Krishna himself is a cowherd boy. Every day, Krishna takes his cows out to pasture and plays with them and makes sure they get very nice, fresh grass. So God himself, or Krishna, protects cows. Now just imagine how sinful it is to kill a cow, especially since God himself protects cows, loves cows, plays with them, and makes them go to pasture and stays with them all day long, and then brings them back home to his farm and so forth. So a cow is a very sacred animal. If a person kills a cow and eats it, they will take as many births as there are hairs on the body of the cow, and in every one of those lives that they have, they'll be slaughtered like the cow was slaughtered. That's how sacred a cow is. If you kill a cow and eat the meat, you will be slaughtered as many times as there are hairs on the body of the cow. Now, how many hairs are there on the body of the cow? Thousands and thousands. So that's like the dumbest thing a person can do, is to kill a cow and eat it. Or pay somebody else to kill the cow and then you eat it. So the first thing that we should learn in spiritual life is to protect cows and never hurt them in any way, because Krishna himself is a cowherd boy. He protects cows. He loves cows. And it's not something that you can ignore if you're going to have a spiritual life. Now, we see that Christians, Muslims, atheists, so many people are eating meat. Hindus also are eating meat. That is a big mistake if you want to have a spiritual life. If you want to ruin your life, of course, you go right ahead and eat meat and so forth. But if you want to have a spiritual life, it begins by your diet. And the best diet is to be a vegetarian, and not only a vegetarian, but to avoid, in other words, things that are forbidden, such as meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, and intoxication. These four things are the major types of sins that people perform every day and not thinking about it, not knowing that they're very sinful, and they have real, what you would call, they have real negative, negative effect on the human body. Meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, and intoxication. So those are the four big tickets of sinful activity. But yet, many people say, wait a minute, if I give up meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, and intoxication, I may as well commit suicide because those are the only things that give me happiness. That's how confused and gross people have become in this society today. Not only Americans, even Hindus have become meat eaters, and they're engaging in all kinds of sinful activity, although in the Hindu or Krishna conscious Shastras, it's very clearly said that one should not eat meat, one should gamble, one should not have illicit sex, one should not be in any way a what you would call sinful person. Meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, intoxication are sinful activities. So, your question?
So Maharaj, my question actually, you answered my question, but I had this, sometimes you feel bad for those people who are eating meat and who are eating cow meat because that is part of their lifestyle and nobody has actually explained them or taught them that they should not be eating. And in that process, as you mentioned, they might be coming into this cycle of birth and death again and again and get slaughtered in every life if they are eating cow meat. So why are they born in such families where they are taught to eat meat? Why Krishna gives them birth in such families where they are taught to eat meats? Because it's not helping, it's not going to help them, even though they are born in human body. So they are given human body. Human body is very precious. It comes after many, many births, but at the same time, they are born in families where they are taught to eat meat. So it's not helping.
I was born in a family, and in my family, we would eat meat 3 times a day. My father had a butchery. He would make me work in his business, and I would also cut animals and chickens and things like that. So if you told me when I was 16 I shouldn't eat meat, I would laugh in your face for maybe a half an hour, you see. But little by little, without meeting devotees, I gave up eating meat because I realized that it was not good for me. And then later on, when I finally met devotees, then I realized why I should never eat meat or in any way engage in intoxication or illicit sex or gambling, etc. Because in the association of devotees, and of course I was very blessed by being able to meet Srila Prabhupada on many occasions and hear him speak, I became convinced that I should have a clean life. No meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication, and always chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the Yuga Dharma Hare Krishna Mahamantra, the recommended mantra in this age by which you can easily attain liberation from the cycle of birth and death. So we have the Mahamantra. We have also Bhagavad Gita. We have also Srimad Bhagavatam. That's enough to give you all knowledge by which you can have a perfect and pure spiritual life. So we're very fortunate. In other times, it was not so clear to have such perfect shastras. But today, we have these perfect shastras, we have perfect gurus, and we have an opportunity to become genuine devotees. So we should understand that this is the greatest asset of modern life. The fact that we can become Krishna conscious in a major city, even though so many people around us are engaged in sinful activities, we can become purified by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and associating with genuine devotees. We should become serious about that. It doesn't matter even if everybody else is engaged in sinful activity. If we become convinced never to eat meat, never to gamble, never to have illicit sex, never to intoxicate, that means that we will have a spiritual life and always be engaged in Krishna's service. Seva, or Krishna's service, is our real life. And we should learn how to engage in Krishna's service. That's what we teach in the temple. That's what you can do at home, and you can also do it in the temple. When you learn to serve Krishna with love and devotion, your spiritual life becomes very, very powerful, and you become very peaceful in your mind, healthy, and also determined to have a pure life and to help others also have a pure life. Hare Krishna. Any other questions or comments? Don't be afraid. Any other questions? Hare Krishna. Yes. Yes, sir. You have a question? Stand up and speak. What is your name? Aditya. It's a very beautiful name. Hare Krishna. Here's the microphone.
Yeah, I just had a question. I wanted to ask, what is the definition of sin in Hinduism?
What is the definition of?
Sin.
Sin. Oh, okay. Well, a sin means you violate the laws of God. What are the laws of God? No meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication. So if you violate those 4 big sinful tickets in life, you're a sinner. Now, how can we know that sin is bad? Well, how do you know anything? You have to be educated. And education means you come to the temple regularly and you hear lectures given by genuine devotees. And you learn to read Shastra. Just like I'm reading from this book called The Science of Self-Realization by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And he says in his book, a man asks him a question. Can one function better in society by becoming Krishna conscious? And Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, answers, yes, you can see that my disciples are not drunkards or meat eaters. And from a psychological point of view, they are very clean. They'll never be attacked by serious diseases. Actually, giving up meat eating is not a question of Krishna consciousness, but of civilized human life. God has given human society so many things to eat: nice fruits, vegetables, grains, and first-class milk. From milk, one can prepare hundreds of nutritious foods, but no one knows the art. Instead, people maintain big slaughterhouses and eat meat. They are not even civilized. When man is uncivilized, he kills poor animals and eats them. Civilized men know the art of preparing nutritious foods from milk. For instance, on our new Vrindavan farm in West Virginia, we make hundreds of first-class preparations from milk, where whenever visitors come, they are astonished that from milk such nice foods can be prepared. The blood of the cow is very nutritious, but civilized men utilize it in the form of milk. Milk is nothing but the cow's blood transformed. You can make milk into so many things: yogurt, curd, ghee, clarified butter, and so on. And by combining these milk products with grains, fruits, and vegetables, you can make hundreds of preparations. This is civilized life, not directly killing an animal and eating its flesh. The innocent cow is simply eating grass given by God and supplying milk, which you can live on. Do you think cutting the cow's throat and eating its flesh is civilized? And the person who Prabhupada is speaking to is Mr. Nixon. He says, no, I agree with you 100%. One thing I'm very curious about: can the Vedas be taken symbolically as well as literally? And Srila Prabhupada said, no, they must be taken as they are, not symbolically. That is why we are presenting Bhagavad Gita as it is. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Are there any other questions? Don't be afraid to ask a question. Yes, Prabhu, you have a question?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
So, yesterday I was walking back from school with some of my friends, and we had a discussion about like the ethicality and morality of eating meat versus not. And one of the points that one of my friends, who is a meat eater, he brought up that, so a little bit of like context, our body requires 20 amino acids to create different proteins within our cells, 8 of which can be produced inside our body. However, 12 of the amino acids have to be consumed from, the foods that we eat. And so one of my friends, what he said was that, these 12 amino acids that our body can't create, it's much easier to obtain them from eating meat and maintaining a carnivore-based diet versus just eating plants. So how do I explain to my friends that are meat eaters that just because it is easier to obtain these nutrients from meat, that doesn't mean it is like morally right or ethically right in terms of progressing in terms of God consciousness?
Well, you can tell your friends that you know a person, me, who hasn't eaten meat in 70 years, and I'm still alive, right? I'm 80 years old now, and I gave up eating meat at a very young age. So I'm a living specimen of a person who is still healthy, who still can run, jump, chant, and so forth, but doesn't eat meat. So I'm a specimen or proof that you don't have to eat meat. You can get all your vitamins, minerals, etc. from milk. Now, what is milk? Milk is made from the blood of the cow, right? So all the enzymes, all the nutritional values of blood in the cow is in the milk, but without killing the cow. So I drink milk. I've been drinking milk my whole life. That's why I'm still alive, right? So you can bring your friends to meet me. I'm 80 years old, and I don't have any health problems. Why? Because I don't eat meat, I don't gamble, I don't have illicit sex, I don't intoxicate. And I always chant, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I'm a living specimen. They can come and see me and talk to me, and they'll see that I'm not missing anything by giving up meat. I haven't lost any vitamins or minerals or whatever. Okay? And I'm sure there's a lot of other people like myself that don't eat meat and have a very, very wonderful life, peaceful life, happy life, and a karma-free life. That's very important, to have a karma-free life. Killing animals and eating them will cause a lot of bad karma, and you'll suffer because of it.
Thank you, Maharaj. And then also, one of my other friends who I was talking to,
Are they really friends? Let me ask you that question.
more of acquaintances, people I know at school. But he said that, I pray maybe 1 to 2 hours every day, but I still eat meat. And I would argue that being conscious of God and maintaining a God consciousness is more important than the choices that we make on this world. So what I told him was that you can't maintain God consciousness if you are, engaging in these type of activities like eating meat. But he said, because I pray, that means that I can still have a relationship with God even though I eat meat. So how do I like approach that type of point?
Okay, good point. Well, let's put it like this. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, does not eat meat. He is God. We follow God. If your friend wants to eat meat, okay, but he's violating Krishna's lifestyle. We want to follow Krishna's lifestyle, not some made-up lifestyle. All right? So Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He doesn't eat meat. Therefore, whatever is good for Krishna is good for us. And that's our religion. We believe that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's not a meat eater. So therefore, we have the knowledge that he doesn't have. You see? The Christians, the Muslims, and the atheists haven't learned anything about giving up meat. That means they're still in ignorance. Okay? So, yeah, if you want to be a civilized person, you have to give up eating meat. You have to give up intoxication also. You have to give up illicit sex. You have to give up cancer. You have to give up playing the gambling. So therefore, if you give up these 4 tickets, big tickets, gambling, illicit sex, intoxication, and meat eating, you will begin to have a spiritual life. Now, that's not enough. You have to actually follow the rules and regulations of spiritual life sincerely, right? So, therefore, most people have problem with illicit sex. For some reason or other, it's very difficult for them to give that up. But in the association of genuine devotees, one will be able to give that up also, without any hesitation. So, what is the most important thing to do then? It's to associate with genuine devotees. Then you will be able to control your mind and your senses, give up meat eating, give up illicit sex, give up gambling, give up intoxication, and give up all bad behaviors in the association of genuine devotees. So the number one thing we have to do to have a spiritual life is to associate with genuine devotees. Tell me who your friends are, I can tell you who you are. So if you have friends who are devotees and follow strictly Krishna consciousness, then I know that you are also very serious about spiritual life. But if you have nonsense friends that use bad language, that always are talking about vacations and making money and having sex and this and that, you're in big trouble. In big, big trouble. So everything depends on who you associate with. Everything depends on what you are hearing, what you're eating, and who you're associating with, right? So therefore, you have 9 holes in this body. You have to protect those 9 holes from meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, and intoxication. And if you can't protect those 9 holes, you're going to be in big trouble. So, we are what we eat and what we drink. So we should only be eating sattvic foods and sattvic types of activities. Sattvic means pure activities. So if you're only engaged in pure activities, you are actually going to be very peaceful and happy, and you will easily become a devotee. But if you engage in unholy activities, it's going to be very hard to have a spiritual life. Very, very hard, almost impossible. Any other questions? Any other questions? Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Maharaj, I just wanted to make a comment.
Yes.
Like my father, he lived for 84 years and he never ate meat, never had alcohol, no tobacco or cigarettes, and no intoxication, never did any gambling. And he always drank milk, Maharaj. Milk was one of his favorite, drink. So yeah, just like you said, like you follow those things. And
But
I've
was it ahimsa milk?
I mean, in India, we don't get ahimsa milk unless you have your own cow and you basically.
That's why we have our own cows.
Exactly, yeah. So you
It
raise
has
your
to
own
be
cows.
ahimsa milk.
Right, Maharaj, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
So, yeah, so I completely, like when you were mentioning about your life, so it resonated and it reminded me of my father, the way he led his life. And so, yeah.
I'm almost as old as your father.
Yes, Maharaj, yes.
How old was he when he died?
He was 84, Maharaj.
All right. Well, he's got 4 years on me.
Yes, Maharaj.
But I'll catch up to him, I hope.
Yes, Maharaj, definitely. Yeah.
Any other questions and comments?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes.
Maharaj, when Prabhupada came to America to preach, he just kind of, like one thing that he did, I remember, was he sat in the middle of kind of a garden or park, and he just started playing the kartal and chanting Hare Krishna, and people got attracted, and when they asked questions, he would like tell them, oh, this is Krishna, this is what Krishna consciousness is, and he would explain them from the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Even though they were Westerners, they were not Indians, Prabhupada still just directly explained to them without like any filters or any like sugarcoating. Nowadays, I've noticed a lot of devotees who are preachers. They tell me that when you're doing preaching to maybe college students or Westerners who are not Indian, you shouldn't talk about Krishna. Like don't say Hare Krishna to them, or don't tell them who Krishna is. So I was just kind of confused by that because like their worry was that oh, if they find out, like, then they're gonna think it's some kind of religion. Um, so instead, we should just tell those Westerners, oh, this is like a mantra that you should chant, the Maha Mantra. But we don't really explain to them what it is. So we kind of just give them the mantra and they chant it. And we never tell them who Krishna is. So I was getting kind of confused, like, if that's really the right way to preach to a Western audience, even though they're not religious. Many of them are atheists. And many of them might, if they find out who Krishna is, if we tell them, oh, Krishna is a god, some of them might, get unattracted by that, but it's better to like be direct and be honest. So I was just wondering, is that the right way to preach? Is the right way to preach to Westerners like just the direct way that Prabhupada did? Or is it better to like avoid telling them who Krishna is and just tell them the mantra? Because a lot of devotees were telling that this is how you should preach to Western audience.
Well, you should be honest all the time. Not gross. Not, let's say, a fanatic. But you should be honest. You have nothing to hide. That you're a devotee of Krishna or God, Krishna, and you don't eat meat, you don't gamble, you don't have illicit sex, you don't have intoxication, and you're always engaged in spiritual activities, and you're happy. Now let's talk about being happy. You see, everybody wants to be happy. But there are many people today that are not happy. So if you want to be a successful preacher, it starts by being happy. That means that you're following Krishna conscious rules and regulations. You're not violating them. So therefore, you will be happy because you have a karma-free life. If you're cheating and engaging in sex or smoking or taking marijuana or this or that, and at the same time trying to be a devotee, it's not going to work. You have to integrally give up all sinful activities and practice cleanliness in thought and body and mind. So when you have a clean body, mind, and thought, you can preach sincerely. And people can understand that everything you're saying is from your heart. It's not something artificial. You're not trying to make money by preaching to people. You have no ulterior, let's say, goal other than to help people become Krishna conscious. When other people see that, they may agree with you or they may not agree with you, but they'll respect your genuine nature. So we should always be genuine. We should always be honest and very kind and gentle. And then happy. That's the most important thing. If you're not happy and you're trying to convince someone to become Krishna conscious, they're not fools. They can say if you're not happy, they're not going to want to follow what you're advising them. You understand? You have to be a happy person to be Krishna conscious. So therefore, you can only be happy by giving up all sinful activities and every day be involved in Krishna conscious activities, especially chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Minimum 16 rounds a day. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everything begins from the mantra, Hare Krishna. So if you regularly chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, bathe regularly, and have a regulated life, not eating forbidden things, not hearing forbidden things, not associating with bad people, you're going to be a happy person, and you're going to be able to preach to people with, let's say, a smile on your face. You're not going to be dire. You're not going to be a person who is not really happy, but you're trying to convince other people to be Krishna conscious. People can tell right away if you're happy or not, and if you're genuine or not. So just be an honest person. Don't try and say things that are beyond your level of knowledge. Just say the truth about what you know, and follow Krishna consciousness as sincerely as you can be, and people will accept you as a genuine person. Even if they don't agree with you, they'll really respect you because you're genuine. If they feel as if you're lying to them or you're just pretending to be something that you're not, then that's not going to work. So just be a humble devotee and chant Hare Krishna and give out prasadam and speak gently and kindly to the people. Don't get into any arguments with anyone. And just depend on the mercy of Krishna. Then you'll see Krishna will help you, and people will respect you for being an honest person. That's very important. Any other questions?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
So oftentimes in systems like 16 times rounds and 32 rounds, there happen to be comparison, right? I'm better than you. I'm doing more rounds, right? How do we avoid? How do we handle the situation? So we understand the message, right? And when you have a system like how many times you chant and how many times you chant, and if I chant 16 rounds or 32 rounds, 64 rounds, I'm better than you. I mean, that always comes to your mind. So how do we handle that situation?
Don't associate with those people. Only associate with people who are genuine, not going to judge you
Okay.
and make fun of you or ridicule you.
Yeah, recently my daughter also brought up this point. I mean, we have an interesting conversation. The message is important. Understanding the message and living that message in day-to-day life is definitely paramount important. And also, like, oftentimes when we in the schools as well as like in any congregation, it happens like, hey, I'm doing better than you, like I'm doing boastfulness and so how do we handle the kids? What is your message for the kids? How do we navigate that?
No, that's a good question. That's an honest, good question. You see, a person who has genuine faith in Krishna is not disturbed by these types of, let's say, what you would call intimidating thoughts of others. You have to learn to associate only with genuine and honest people and avoid the association of people who have problems. They like to make you feel subordinate to them, and etc. So you should only associate with genuine devotees. Tell me who your friends are, I can tell you who you are. So we are known as a devotee because we associate with genuine devotees. Now, that means that you might be a party pooper in a sense, because you might have to give up the association of so-called friends who have bad habits. But you'll see in the long term that you'll be much happier associating with genuine devotees and avoiding the association of so-called devotees. Right? Devotee means that someone has surrendered their life to Krishna with love and devotion. So that's a rare person, right? So to find out rare people like that, especially amongst teenagers, is not easy. But such teenagers exist. So you have to find out people of let's say, who are serious about spiritual life. Now, it doesn't matter, somebody is chanting 2 rounds, someone is chanting 20 rounds. What matters is that people are not, let's say, trying to make other people feel guilty about doing things. We should always be very, very kind and gentle. And in that way, when we become kind and gentle and we associate with other kind and gentle devotees, then it's easy to regularly chant your rounds and follow the rules and regulations of Krishna consciousness. You might not follow all of them in the beginning, that's okay. But you will gradually become more and more expert in chanting and following Krishna conscious rules and regulations by associating with good devotees. So you have to seek out the association of good devotees. That's the most important thing. It's more important than chanting your rounds. But in the association of good devotees, you will chant your rounds. Okay? So everything depends on who you're associating with, what you're hearing, what people you're associating with. So you have to find out people who are serious about spiritual life. Then you'll be easily and comfortably in their association, and you'll be able to chant Hare Krishna without any hesitation. If you are halfway means sometimes you're with nice devotees, sometimes you're with people who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. Well, that means that you haven't made your mind up yet about what your life is going to be. But if you make a decision that you only associate with genuine devotees and be very humble and meek in their association and avoid the association of bad people, that means that you're going to make a lot of spiritual advancement. These are decisions that you have to make in your life. So, chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and be happy. It's very important to be happy. Any other questions, comments, confessions? No, that's right, no confessions. How about some of the gentlemen back there? Any questions? No. How about the boy hiding behind you? You have any questions? No. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. Please, devotees, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, the recommended mantra for going back to Godhead in this age. It has been brought down from the spiritual world. This is not something that was made up by people. It has come down from the spiritual world by saintly persons to help people in this age become spiritually elevated. So this Maha Mantra is a sacred mantra that has come down from the spiritual world, brought down by pure devotees, to make it easy for you to have a spiritual life and eventually go back to Godhead, which is the real goal of life. Hare Krishna. So thank you very much. Please chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Bol. we'll have a little kirtan. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra is meant to be chanted. So if you really want to be happy, you have to learn to chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now we have a whole bunch of instruments in that box, and you can take one and join us in chanting and dancing as well as playing an instrument. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Haribo, Haribo.
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Hey, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Rama,
Rama Rama,
Hey, Bolo, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hey, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hey, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey Bola, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Hare. Hey, bola Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare, Bolo Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Nitai Gaura Premanande ki jai, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki, Ho Gaur Premanande Haribo. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, my dear devotees. Please chant Hare Krishna and be happy. And we will continue tomorrow also. Haribo, Haribo, Haribo.